I'm going to empty it. There's a lot. There's a lot. That's embarrassing. Hi and welcome to Knit with Hannah. I'm Hannah. I'm here with Knitting Natter to help you learn to knit the easy way. And we are in a new space this week. For those of you who have been before, you will know that I usually stand with a painting behind me. But in the last few months we have been organising the studio, we've got new furniture in here, and because we're making more knitting kits, all the wool is organised and ready to go. That's what's behind me. So over the weeks and months you may see that move around and the colours change. So yeah, maybe you can spot the difference every week. What we're going to do today is do something that I've been meaning to get on with in the last couple of months. I've just finished going through a few projects for the next collection, and that means the momentum has just kind of slowed down. What then happens is I kind of collect everything together. Where are my knitting needles? Where are the scissors and the sewing kit? Just those little things that I use when I'm knitting. They do tend to just get placed around the house, like on the table by the sofa, in here maybe. My knitting kit kind of moves between those spaces, but I need to bring it all together, and it is an absolute mess at the moment. I need to organise it, I need to tidy it, and I thought you'd like to do that with me. Also, since I made the knitting kit video a few years ago, it's changed. I use different tools, I use different things, so I thought you'd like to see what's in it now. Okay, so this is the mess. We're going to empty that. I hope you'll come along with me. Let's get to it. I'm going to empty it. Oh my goodness, that's embarrassing. Look at that mess. Okay, we've got some buttons at the bottom here as well. There's a nappy pin. And I think that might be almost everything. There we go. And this is a bit of a mess actually as well. First thing I will do is wipe this out. Just give it a clean inside, so that when I start putting stuff inside it again, it will be dried out and it will be clean. Okay. I think that it's clean now. I will move that aside and just focus on what's here. Oh no, there's a lot. There's a lot. Okay. First of all, here is the needle case. That's very obvious. I've got two scissors in here. One, two. I have circles of card here that I use to make pom-poms. I really haven't used these for a very long time, and I don't tend to use this method for making poms anymore. I will come back and show you how to make poms another time. I will definitely have a video for you about that, because I just created a new option for myself. I came up with a new idea on how to make poms, especially for chunky and super chunky yarn. I've come up with a new way, so do come back, subscribe if you're not already, and we can do that together. I'm going to get rid of those. I don't need them. I got really fat plastic tapestry needle there. That's okay, that can stay. And these bits of yarn, I used to use them more, especially when I wasn't using stitch markers. It's got a nice pile of rubbish sitting over here already. Good. So that's my needle case. I will put those scissors back in there, ready to go. And I will put one piece, two pieces of thread back in there. I do find that useful, just to have them at hand if I need them. Okay. Okay, I will put that back in there just for security's sake. I know I want the blocking pins in there, very likely. The notebook. This was just a test notebook. I actually haven't used it. Look at that. it's got a paper cover instead of a cardboard cover. We were just testing the design. So I'm going to put it back in there and see if I use it, just in case I use it. I do use these stitch markers regularly. Why don't I put them back in there? I like these being different colours, especially with the hearts, so I can use them for the larger needles. And all I need to do is put one colour where the round changes, especially if I'm using these circular needles. And then the others just mark the points, for example, whether I'm decreasing at certain points in the pattern or whether I'm doing a lace pattern that repeats. It's useful to have the different colours, and that's why I prefer these. These are also metallic. They are, in that case, if you wear a necklace that catches things with a magnet, or a bracelet which magnetise and can hold them on that, it's really useful to just have them available. So I'll put them both in here, and then I can just grab them when I need them. I'm not actually knitting anything that needs them at the moment, so I don't need them directly to hand. So there you go. Post-it notes, I find these really useful as I'm going through a knitting pattern. Like the notebook can be handy. I'll stick that in there because there is enough space. Cable needles. So one thing I promised myself when I was going through these, when I was going through this bag, was to add another cable needle. I have small up to medium, and I notice when I'm knitting larger items with cabling, then a thicker cable needle would really be useful. So I'm going to just pull one out of the store here and add that to my kit. This goes up to 8mm, and it is useful to have one that matches the yarn as much as possible, or is slightly smaller. So I'm happy with that. I've tested it with super chunky yarn and it's fine, but it's much better using one that's 8 instead of 5.5mm. So there you go, that is going in my kit now. I have 5 different sizes. I'm happy with that. So that's also going in my kit. That's where you notice that perhaps tools are missing. Also here, I do have this big collection. I find these stitch markers actually quite awkward to use. I don't know what it is, they are so stiff. And this bit sticks out from them. So I don't know, well, they just don't feel useful when I'm moving around with them. So I don't know, maybe I should actually take them out, put them in a little bag and offer them to the charity shop or something. I might do that. Let's help other knitters carry on knitting, shall we? I have needle sizers. These metal ones aren't brilliant. They've got the really old sizes on them. I've kind of kept hold of them because I'm family heirlooms kind of thing. But I got hold of one that uses millimetres because that's how I use my needles now. So much easier, especially across continents and across countries. How do you measure your needles? There are so many options, but most people now know millimetres alongside the country's own standards. So that's what I use, and it is much better. Perhaps I will need that as I'm looking at the rest of my stuff here. I can see quite a few needles. That's embarrassing. That's just a piece of paper in there to separate everything. I might as well put that back, it fits perfectly. And I have my stitch holders, which I use a lot. As you can see, that one's come out of the packet. And the nappy pin is just a small stitch holder. If I find another one, there you go, that's it. If I find any more, then I can easily just put them back in here. Anything else I really don't think needs to go in there. I'm pleased that has had a sort out, and over the years I've just removed little things like this from their storage case. It was just a little kit from a magazine, as you can see, same as the cable needles. I knew I was going to come across these. They must have been in there for years. That's a more recent one, most definitely. That's hot pink. they need to go in the bin. I don't need them anymore at all. Pencil is really useful, so for the notebook or the post-its, and this is a mechanical pencil with a lid, which is brilliant. Especially, I don't want my bag covered in pencil, neither do I want any knitting that I just happen to put in here, you know, getting damaged with a pencil, or because it can be quite a sharp point, can't it? So that's why I use the mechanical pencil with a lid. I can remember actually ringing pencil manufacturers saying, please do you have a mechanical pencil with a lid? And I finally found Pentel, and I actually rang them up because they were running out of stock on the websites that I was looking for them, and they said, right, I think we've got some in the cupboard. We've still got some samples left, I can sell you them. So I just bought a massive bundle of them and I use them. They are all around the house. They're brilliant to use, so I just keep filling up the lids. There you go. That's a tip, but I really don't know if you can ever find mechanical pencils with lids anymore. Good luck if you can. Okay, this used to belong in my sewing box, but I use it so much for knitting that it just sits in my knitting kit now. Cannot predict what will happen. This I got for my 18th birthday, along with my sewing machine. Yeah, oh there you go, you can see that's happened there. That's the end of one. So one of the pairs that I've got actually snapped at the end. So I have an odd one. Now, one thing I like about KnitPro is they've been proactive about using less plastic. I mean, sometimes it's just not possible. You need some kind of bag to keep things safe. And also these are useful for storage as well, and separation of different items. But if you look at how they've changed the size of the bags, that's a decent reduction. I would say that's half as much plastic and half as much cardboard to store the same item. That's a 60 centimetre, that's an 80 centimetre bag, I think. And no, that's a 60 centimetre bag too. That is proactive, and I like the way they're going. At some point we won't be using plastic bags and cardboard, we will be using bags made of, I don't know, recycled wood or something. It's the new bioplastics that are coming out, they're compostable. They will last a good 5 or 10 years very likely before they need to be composted or they start disintegrating, but we're going the right way, and that's what we want. We want businesses to be aware, and we want to be able to get knitting tools that we trust, so we can use them for a lifetime, but also so that we make as little dent on the planet as possible. Okay, I have some stitch markers here that I don't really use because I've actually found that these catch on the yarn. I think these would be ideal to give to a charity shop. I know that some people will actually use these and for other things, like to go on a piece of jewellery or something. These are the little things that go around my needles. Like that. There you go. That is a pair, I do believe, of 5.5mm, I think. Let me just double check. Yeah, they are 5.5. They're 15 centimetres, which is 6 inches. I absolutely love them, and they are ideal to start knitting with children. I will be coming out with a kit ideal for children's knitting at some point. Have a look in the shop. There's already, I just put in the shop, French knitting kit. So if you need something, I've just added it in the last week. So the French knitting kit is there for you, and I will be adding a children's knitting kit at some point. I'm going to put them back in the bag. It's tough to store small needles. I have a storage bag for my circular needles, so I know where they are. They all sit together in a bag. But yeah, small needles like this, I just want to keep track of them, and I will see them regularly. If my kit is tidy and I dive into it regularly to get things out and put things back, then I'll just see them and I know where they are. Okay, we are doing well. Crochet hooks. I'm going to tidy this. I'm going to sit here and tidy this. I have all the sizes in metal. I'm very tempted to get rid of these doubles. That's a tough decision for another time. But to have them with me, right next to me when I'm knitting, is so useful. So they do fit in my kit here with all my other stuff, and I don't mind them sitting there. I can still do up the kit, and I will, when we're going away, I will take it out, and I will only take the crochet hook that I need to match the yarn that I'm actually knitting with. You know, I only need to take so much, and this can get quite heavy. Right, I do have button storage elsewhere, so I do not need all of these buttons sat in my knitting toolkit. Do you use a row counter? Let me know in the comments. I don't use a row counter. I actually found it counterproductive because I would look at it and go, did I use it? Did I click it the last row? I can't remember. And this row counter actually isn't big enough to go on a large needle. It would only really fit a 4mm needle, so any bigger than that, and I couldn't use it. So it was counterproductive. What I did growing up and knitting in my late teens and 20s was sit there with a pencil, as you can see, a post-it most of the time that I would have sat there stuck to the pattern, and I would just tally up the rows as I went, and I found that a lot easier to do than using the row counter. I know, I've knitted with friends and they use them predictably. Every single thing that they're knitting, end of row, click, like they have one around their neck or something, end of row, click, end of row, click, and it's become a habit. So it's really useful if you need it. I'm going to put that to give away actually. I don't use it, I don't need it. So yeah, I'm sure other knitters do use them and will want to use them. I love these. I don't always use them for knitting, I use them for other things as well. But these are clip stitch markers. So it's useful to put a clip on a row, and then you knit further up, and then you remember where that row was. So that's what I use these for, and there's no reason why I need to give them up. So I'm going to find somewhere to put these so that they don't get caught in anything else. They really shouldn't be loose in my bag. I found these on Folksy, I think, which is the UK equivalent to Etsy. There's even someone knitting a jumper there. I love that. Brilliant little charms. And again, these could even go on a charm bracelet. And why have I got makeup brushes in here? I don't know. They were a gift. They're supposed to look like wands from Hogwarts. I read Harry Potter. I even listen to Stephen Fry reading me Harry Potter. But I'm not so into it visually that I know which wand is whose from the films. I have used the makeup brushes, but I really do not know why on earth they are sat in my knitting kit. Shows you how long it's been since I sorted this out. Now, the other thing that happens with this knitting kit is needles get stuck in there. I just go, oh, I finished something and it's a short needle. I'll just stick it in the top. Done, and I'll organise that later. And this one has got stuck in here. And I know where the other one is. I've had it sat here waiting because I'm so lazy I won't walk. I don't know, it might be 20 feet around the corner and through the hall into the other room to get the matching needle. But there it is. I've known where it is, and if I ever needed, probably in the last 6 months, to knit with another pair of 9mm needles, I would have known where to go. But they've not been in the same place very much, and I've not, when they have been in a very similar place, so close to each other, they could probably touch each other. I haven't thought to put them together. They mustn't go back in here. See, it's such a habit of mine. Oh, short needles, they'll sit in there, that's fine. No. No, no, no. I have to put them away. Some stuff to organise here, some buttons, some just little bits and pieces to sort out. I will put the circular needles away. Like I said, they have their own bag. And these need to go away too. But yeah, that's it. My knitting kit is now set. I can use this, carry it around with me and dive into it and know that I will find what I need when I need it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Do give me a big thumbs up. More than comments, actually, as much as comments, a thumbs up really helps the channel. It helps me get noticed elsewhere, so that more knitters can start knitting like this as well. Thank you so much for doing that. Thumbs up. And I will see you again soon. We're going to do more things in here. Let me know in the comments, indeed, if you like the new set. I actually really enjoyed this. I've been sitting down all the time. Yay! Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you again soon. Bye for now. Happy knitting.